Okay.
Oh, this feels weird. We haven't done this in a while.
I know, yeah.
It's like weird. Okay.
It's been like months,
It's
so.
months. Hey guys, it is.
Hey guys, it's Naj.
Today we have a video together. We're doing a little bit of a collab. We
Mhm.
this isn't legacy related, so those who are here because of legacies, which I know a lot of our subscribers are, we are actually gonna be
Legacies.
talking, yeah, legacies. Uh wow, that's such a I actually got a text from Jennifer this morning, and I hadn't talked to her in a little bit. And I was like, wow, the nostalgia of like
A text from
the
Shit, yeah,
show, and
for
it's
real.
like. But anyways, today we're gonna be talking about Outer Banks, mainly season 3. We might bring up the first 2 seasons, but a lot happened this season that was
Mhm.
just like
Needs to be talked about.
needs to
We've
be
been
talked about.
like Iz and I have been talking about it for weeks. So like she was like, we might as well just do a video on it. And I was like, yeah. So obviously it's gonna be spoilers, clearly. So if you haven't watched Outer Banks season 3, please go watch it. If not,
It's
then
the best season, guys. If you guys,
it's
it's
in our opinion, especially, which is the right opinion, it is the best season.
we Naj and I did a TikTok last night at like 2 o'clock in the
2
morning.
o'clock in the morning, like
It was
she said
like
it.
it was like opinions on like let's do like Outer Banks check with Bestie, and literally all of our opinions were the
It's the same.
same.
It's the same. Like there was like one thing so like it was like, what's your favorite male character from a female character? Favorite enemy, favorite season, favorite couple, dynamic duo, and enemy. And I put Rafe as the enemy, even though I was so close to putting Topper due to the shit that he did this season. So he's lucky.
I was like disgusted because like when that came, I was like, oh, who am I gonna put as a villain? It's not gonna be Ward. It's not gonna be Big
Yeah, because
John.
like I was gonna
Like
put John D. Dad, like
they're villains. They're like bad characters, but I don't establish them as like the main villain of the whole
yeah.
show. And I know a lot of people might come at us for calling Rafe a villain, but he is a
He
villain.
is a villain. Like he literally was out here trying to kill these kids just because they were in the way. And I feel like with Rafe, he just like I listen. This season alone made Rafe stands go feral because shipping him with Key is just wild to me.
Because of that one fucking episode.
No, like I'm telling you, the tropification of TikTok need to be studied because they don't even talk about like what it really is. They're talking about some, oh my god, this they gave us the best shared one bedroom and enemies to lovers and mob business. I'm like, that's what you're doing to make you ship this shit is using tropes from books. The bar is low. Like they
Because
didn't even share the bed.
yeah, Maddie and Drew, who if you guys don't know who they are, they play Kiara and Rafe. They came out with an interview for entertainment, and
Mm-hmm.
they were both like,
No.
"Nah."
No.
They were both like, because like I think Drew was just to the point where he was like, "That's just a weird dynamic," and he's a lot older than she is, and no,
Yeah,
Maddie's
how
like,
old is he? He's like 20
he's
something, right?
20. He's like, well, now that the fucking time jump happens, he's like 21, 22. Like
And
it's like he's
she's like 17, right? 16,
yeah,
17.
yeah.
Yikes.
And it's like because it's like okay, you can ship characters and that's perfectly fine. Like there's no like no one's gonna stop you from liking a character or liking two
Yeah.
characters together. But when the actors who play those characters are both like, no, let's
No,
not make
ma'am.
this happen. Like, first of all, Kiara deserves a lot better than Rafe. Like a lot better. Like Rafe doesn't even
Yeah, and the
deserve
thing
to
is,
have like the
and the
same
thing is,
air.
and the thing is like, I guess, I mean, another trope could be hate everybody but her, but that's even more wild because the way that he switched after she pushed him in the water, the fact that people were like, oh my God, how dare she, and called her aggressive, some of them were actors, I'm
And when
sorry.
she did a flip,
I like they forgetting that what he's done. They thought that just because they worked together to save each other's lives, that they were going to be a perfect team
no, I
afterwards.
think what people are like, so the people who defend Rafe, like those are like for some reason it amazes me that there's people who out there who does defend his actions and like the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that he's done.
Yeah,
But
on daddy issues.
yeah, this well, as much as I hate Ward, Ward does not define Rafe's actions.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, yes, I will say that what Rafe did was for Ward, especially in season 1 when he did kill Peterkin.
Yeah, oh my god.
But before then, you can even tell that he had issues before that even happened.
Yeah, like he literally tried to drown Pope.
And then
like,
beat him with a golf club. Like he like it was
him and Topper were jumping. And that's one thing I also want to talk about is the Topper stands too. Like the Topper stands came out this season.
They came out of
nowhere because now it's, oh my god, Topper's a better option. No, he's not. He only tries to get with Sarah every time she's at her lowest point or is sad. He uses this nice guy act to try to maneuver his way into Sarah's life. And what happened? They kissed or whatever they did in season 3, and he automatically was like, okay, well, we're together, even though
he's like on the bench, like right after John B beat the crap out of him, he was like, I love you. I'm like, shut up.
Right. Like,
shut up. Weird. No, you don't, Tom.
No, you don't. And what's funny is that what's wild to me is everybody's like, oh well, he should have sued John B or whatever. Like, he literally put John B off a fucking tower and had him have a broken wrist, set his house on fire, and technically almost set the other place on fire in season 2, which that's what
we'll bring up that in a second with the whole house thing and the 18-month gap, like between them finding El Dorado and then them going over to like the 18 time jump where they're actually being recognized for the stuff that they've done. But like for Topper, it's like he has this nice guy persona about him, and he comes off like this clean cut rich boy who like parents want their daughter to marry, and then he's literally like trash. He's literally terrible. And we love Austin, we love you, and like, but this is not us in any way.
This is the characters we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I feel like this season alone, like the way that these boys especially was getting defended was just preposterous to me. But what kind of made me mad though is that like every time Topper and John B fight, Sarah's like, John B, and I'm just like, what did you expect John B to not do? Like every time they fight, she always is like, John B, really? And I'm just like,
what about Topper?
Topper, the one who broke his arm?
Season one. This was the first episode, okay? This is the first episode. He literally tries to drown John B in the fucking ocean. You remember that, right? At the bonfire, the little kegger that they had or whatever.
Yeah, the kegger, yeah.
And then whatever, after in the episode, I can't remember what it is, in the first season, he tries to push John B, or he pushes John B off the fucking lighthouse.
I think it's like episode 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
It was the Midsummer's episode. Yeah. I remember that. And it's like in a way, people are liking these couples or liking these characters solely based on looks.
Yeah.
And that is one of the main things about Rafe. Is like Rafe, I did not like Rafe at all, especially after this season. I feel like he's just like gone for me, because I can see they're trying to, in a way, to do a redemption arc for this character, just like they tried to at the end with Ward. Like you
yeah. Oh my god, no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it,
because
I feel like this season was a gaslighter kind of, because Ward and Rafe, give me a second, I'll come to you, because John B hyped up his dad for 2 seasons, and he was the most trash motherfucker. Trash this season. The fact that he
bring it home, John B.
Bring it home, John B. Enough. Like, he gaslit us into believing that his dad was like the best man on the planet, and he let Sarah. He almost let his son die if Sarah didn't like intercept. Talking about something, Sarah was more faster. No, man, you're more experienced. You should already have gotten her. She probably like would have been nervous of doing something because she doesn't experience this stuff. You're a pro who died to death several times, and you couldn't defend your son. He shot 2 people in front of John B and was like, it was them or us. And then you let Ward get a somewhat redemption arc by protecting his daughter and taking like 5 bullet shots while you just died for gold again. I don't give a fuck that Ward died. I don't even care if he fell off the cliff. I'm happy he gave. I was so out of it that I didn't even know that he gave Sarah the house and like some card of money. But I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her that she got some money. She's not poor. She's still a kook until she died. But Ward, you're trash. I don't care. Like I don't care. The redemption arc stuff really pissed me off because him and Rafe were getting this like redemption. Oh, so understood. Like Ward literally betrayed his daughter again until he almost got killed.
Rafe
until he
wasn't.
successfully got
Rafe
killed.
was Rafe in the finale? I don't think he was in the finale.
He wasn't in the finale,
No.
but the thing was they tried to humanize him in some sense of like that random ass girl scene that he had, which I skipped every scene. I did not care about him and that lady. I didn't care. I skipped every scene regarding that. I feel like they gave us too many scenes.
But see,
Rafe.
with that, with her, is they made it such a big deal like when they were promoting the show that Rafe was gonna have this love interest, he was gonna have this arc with this, and it's like she was there literally in his bed just to kind of be there as he's dealing with like other stuff. And it's like in my mind, nobody sane would date a man like that. Like, yes, he's an attractive guy. He's an attractive guy. Like,
I don't know. I thought I was gonna get like something bigger. Like I low-key thought like the promo kind of had me because I thought that Tyra was gonna be part of the fucking Pogues because the way that they kind of had it. I thought that Sarah was gonna go back to the Coops, which she kind of did, but she really didn't. She was just had a disagreement with on John B. So I'm over here like, yo, like what is happening? What is going on? And then they was like, oh yeah, well, Rafe has like a love interest. And I didn't care. I just feel like they are definitely gearing towards something important for Rafe, regardless if it's him dying in season 4 or him having redemption arc, because there was too many scenes of him that was really even more than the other cast. Like he was out here with what's called Barry, what's his name? Whatever that man's name is. It was with him, it's with the girl, it's him handling it on his own, it's him now trying to be the big man of the family when he literally he hates his sister. He literally only wants to be the only child. We didn't even see their other sister this season.
No, that was a disappointment though.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Like, so Weezy was literally in there for like a
second to lead Sarah to her dad. And it's so wild because like her family is trash. Because they always find a way to manipulate Sarah into seeing this man who choked her in season 2. Yeah. Like it's like
oh no,
it's like they do things to make us really hate the characters, and then the next season they're like, oh well, you don't remember that. Just remember that now, and it's a different time. And I'm just like
the montage where he was in the little house in Guadalupe, and he was like looking out into the ocean, and Ward was like remembering Sarah when she was a child, and then it skips over to him choking her, and then he fucking breaks down. I'm like, bro.
Right, you processed it now when you're on Dev's bed, like, and the thing is that like redemption arc, fine, give him it, but he didn't get it until the last minute. And it was only for Sarah. I feel like he loved Sarah amongst every other family member of his because he loved her more than Rafe. His wife, he was snapping at because he wanted Sarah to be on his team. And he clearly, manipulated his younger daughter to get Sarah. I feel like he didn't give a fuck about the Pogues. He still don't. Rafe don't care about the Pogues. They don't care about the Pogues. They care about keeping the Coops together. And I really wonder what season 4 is going to be because technically, there's so much stuff that season 3 kind of left us on that we're like lost on because the 18 months.
Yeah, the 18 months
so much.
It like, and when it popped up, I was like, you can see like in my reaction, I was just like, whoa, because there was so much we missed, like with like. What was going on in their heads? What happened to Rafe when they found out that, the Pogues found the gold? What was going on?
And also about his dad dying.
Yeah, about his dad dying. Because in season 3, you see that Rafe is trying to kind of become an independent person from his dad. It's where like the line was like, I don't need you anymore. But obviously Ward, being the self-centered bastard that he is, he was like, oh, I'm gonna make this kid regret like this decision. He's like, that's why kind of like in a way Rafe melting the cross, I felt so bad for Pope with the whole thing because it was his But I'd rather that happen than Ward have the access to that cross. But besides that point, there's like so much in that 18-month gap that it's like that could have happened. You know, we just got Giara, which we'll talk about later. And then we, you know, Pope and Cleo, we got, you know, what happened. Yeah, like it seems like Sarah and John B were off on a good note, but like there's still a lot that happened with Sarah cheating, and then like just like what are we missing? And then also fucking parents, Keith's parents sitting in the fucking like
that's that's the thing that I like. Exactly, I want to tag team on that. Like thing is that we don't know how Rafe reacted to, you know, Ward's death. How did the police handle it? Like, did he get buried? How did Sarah and John B ever connect? Because it's always a running theme of whenever Sarah is grieving her dad, John B is don't give a fuck. And like wanted to see how that would have been if he would have been there for her, comforting her since her dad is dead. How is they because once again it left off with the family having to sell the house because Ward said to sell everything. Did, you know, the mom and Weasley stay where they were at before? Did they have money? What did Pope, because Pope told you know, Rave it's not over. Did he get the gold back from Rave? Did they handle the score? Did Rafe go to jail? I mean, well, I guess Rafe will never go to jail because nobody will know about the Peterson murder, Peterkin murder. Then you got, you know, Keith's parents who's in the crowd clapping and stuff, but you notices you got to see the facial expressions because Keith, she's like a smile, like yeah, I don't know why you're here. And then you look in the background, and Topper's mad as shit. Like he's still mad 18 months later, which means he's still bitter about not being with Sarah. And then you got the couples who we missed a whole year and a half of dating. They all seem to be fine in some degree, but we don't know the severity of the relationships because we just like Cleo and Pope and then, you know, Giara all got together in the last episode and they kissed and then they moved on. So we don't know anything else that's been happening. And I hope that this next season isn't just a new era and nothing else resolved in the 18 months because that's so much stuff that they could use. And I'm wondering if they're going to use like what if they like do like that time jump, which is the 18 months, and then they do like flashbacks what happened before the 18 months, kind of like
I think
doing
that's what they're gonna do because I think there was a interview that came out and Jonas was saying that Jonas, if you guys don't know, he's the creator of the show. He was saying that they were gonna fill in those 18 months in season 4, which would be in a way I don't know how it's gonna happen because they are, you know, the next at least 3 seasons is what they're saying because they said, you know, the gold, the cross, and, you know, El Dorado was kind of like the first trilogy. It's like the first 3 seasons. And they want to do another second trilogy where it's, you know, following obviously Blackbeard, which is the next, you know, thing that they ended on in the season. But yeah, so hopefully they do fill in the blanks because there is a lot of, you know, unresolved issues and things that, you know, like how are the Pokes still friends? You know, then, you know, you don't know what, I mean, obviously it does kind of look like,
know.
You don't know, like, you know, JJ bought the charter boat, you know, Sarah and John B, they have their own surf shop or whatever the thing is. Pope's going to school. Like, what's gonna happen with Cleo? What's happening with Kiara? Like, we don't know.
Is the access to money gonna make them kook status? How would that affect their relationships now?
Mm-hmm. And another thing is Chase said in an interview that Luke was there at the ending and we didn't see it, so it was cut. So how is with JJ's newfound money?
He's definitely gonna come back for money.
How is his relationship with his dad gonna affect, you know, his new kook status and like how that's gonna
because he will be coming back saying you owe me whatever, blah blah blah, for the boat, whatever, like. And I'm just really excited. I just feel like for me especially, it took me a while to finish because I was reacting to season 1 in 2020. I was watching it when it first came out. Mm-hmm. I reacted to like the first like 6-7 episodes, but at that time I didn't have a fancy ass laptop to edit with, so I was editing on my iPad and I was so tired. I was like, I'm not doing this. It's stressful. This is too much work. And then I finished, you know, season 1, 2, and then got ready for 3. And then now I'm just like, how did I survive this long without the show? because
like up to like the premiere, Naj and I were just like so like
we
ready
were
for it.
amped.
We were like,
And every day we would like send, like we still do it, but like when I finished the season, I was like, bro. And then we was talking about it, and then we started to see all this stuff on Twitter, which was like interviews, articles, especially articles. There was like articles from like these writers and reviewers who were like, yeah, you know, JJ and Kiara is gonna have like this big centric episode, and you're gonna really be excited for them. And that's one of my main ships. I really like them, so I was like, what? What's going to happen? And also, I mean, I obviously shipped Cleo and Pope in season 2. So I was like, okay, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. And then when the season came out, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to finish it. I could still that doing like 2 days. I didn't wait till
I know you were like, I'm gonna watch one at least, and I
yeah,
was
I'm
like,
like,
this girl's not
I'm
gonna
not,
watch
yeah.
one. She's
I was
not gonna
like,
watch one.
I was like, I'll try to have some restraint and like maybe watch like up to 4.
No,
And then
because
I was like,
the
I'm at
first
6.
the first episode was really good. Like I wasn't like you never really like the first episode of a lot of shows is like kind of just like an introduction, especially to the season. It's like kind of but it, like right out of the back, which I like, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, we wanted them to be longer on Poglandia, but it's like it's Outer Banks.
Yeah,
it's
like
Outer Banks.
yeah,
How much content can we get when they're stranded on an island?
Yeah, like what, like more bonding moments. I mean, I guess in a sense, like to see like what they've been doing beforehand. But the thing is that everybody's been so ready to go home, but Kiara and JJ.
Yeah.
Everybody else been like already tired. They probably want to go home. They probably miss their families, even though their families are in a bad situation. And one thing I do appreciate this season is how fast it got to the point. We knew who the villain was immediately, because in season 1, in season 1 we didn't really know who the villain was until like later on that it was the ward. But at that time we knew who the villain was. You know, we got this action packed like plane scene, which I was cracking up at because they were going through it. And then also like when JJ got bit by that freaking crab, the sound effect, like between I was like, what the fuck? But after but off the bat, like it's intense, it's automatic, it's action packed. Like we already got like 2 seasons already of like slow building. I feel like they should already go out. We already know where the goal is at. We already know what we're looking for. We already know what we need. We already know that John B. Dad is alive. Like we might as well just get everything coming together and merging at the end instead of waiting until like episode 5 to make everything go speeding. We already was doing it. The thing I was shocked about is how fast Key got saved, because I thought it was gonna last like maybe 2 to 3 episodes, which was gonna make, you know, JJ even more feral to realize his feelings. But I'm happy with what we got.
You'll see, I love that scene. I feel like a lot of like people are focusing on the kiss, which happens a lot later in the season.
A lot later, yeah.
Which it wasn't supposed to. We'll discuss that later.
Yeah,
they were supposed to kiss on the boat in episode 3.
Times.
Yeah, it was. But I like that they pushed it because JJ and Key have been known to be the slow burn of the entire show. While they didn't start off in season 1 planning to have Key and JJ together, the chemistry was just there, and it was like even like, you know, even JD was like in an interview, he's like, you know, the Pope and Key thing came out of nowhere because they always thought that JJ was the one who had the thing for her.
And I mean, to be honest, like the thing is that people try to say, well, GR wasn't planned from the beginning. It doesn't matter if the writers didn't think about it, because to be honest, the writers didn't even say they knew what else to write besides just John B and Sarah. So like saying that any other ship was made up or fan service, okay, yes, because they didn't know any others. They didn't have any other ships planned. They knew that they wanted to do John B and Sarah, and that was literally it. But what was built was the chemistry. I feel like they let the characters interact, and based on how they saw it, they was like, okay, well, Pope and Key don't really work. But by then, we already saw these small interactions that JJ done. Like the fact they had the camera focused on him during certain scenes when it comes to Key and Pope. Whenever Key says something, or whenever John B says something about kisses or whatever, it will focus on him, the way that he would interact, the eyes, the stares, the smiles, him being more open to Key. Like it was written And regardless of anything, I think
regardless of them planning it, it was written. It was there. It was from the beginning. The season 1, episode 1, where JJ was at the motel and he was like, I've tried that, but the door is open, is locked.
Oh gosh.
And then you know what? The parallels is their first kiss, him unlocking the door, and then it's like the whole like thing going in, like the door's finally open, like you're there. And then it's like a whole, and another thing where she's jumping off the boat and they're like, oh, what is that? And JJ's like, I don't know, but I liked it a lot. Like, come on.
Yeah, like come on.
And the first instant intimate moment that we have with those two is that hot tub scene. That hot tub scene.
Yes, that scene.
If you can't tell me that wasn't a connection between them two, if Pope wasn't there, I love Pope with all my heart. He's my boy. But if Pope was not there, they would have been a little bit different. But they're like, oh, it's a friendship. No. JJ and Key, JJ's kind of always followed on Key as this emotional support. Season 1, season 2, like every scene that he had that regarded, like had to do with his dad in season 2, who was there? Kiara was there.
Yeah, and this season is more of a ironic thing for me because season 1, she was there for his dad, and even in season 2 when like he was getting the boat and trying to get the dad to leave. And then with season 3, I know people were mad at like his decisions and how he was like pushing her away. But you have to understand, like her parents, they act like they know his life due to his parents and his dad and his history, whatever the case may be. And they paint him as this guy who can never change, and that, oh well, even though we were pulled before, we're different now, and he's going to be like this forever. Basically saying that whatever feelings he feels for her, throw it down, because JJ was already going to push away from Key due to the almost kiss and him, having his loyalty to Pope. But then having her parents like continuously say, "Oh well, you're a thief, and you're the reason why she's falling behind in school," as if the main reason actually isn't John B. Like, let's just blame JJ as if he's the one really going for the gold when the whole time he's been looking for her the whole fucking season.
That scene at the end in episode, I want to say it's 9, where JJ shows up to the house in the Twinkie, and he was like talking with, obviously Anna and Mike were there, and Mike was being the douche that he is. I think in a way Anna in that moment kind of saw that JJ really cared. Anna didn't really bother me that much this season.
Yeah,
it was
she
Mike.
I feel like she tried to give Key more leeway, but that dad, it just. Yeah, he was just at this point. He was such a hypocrite.
He was just like this entire season, like, you're screaming in this boy's face, "Oh, I like you, JJ." No, you don't. You wouldn't say something like that to him, and then go off and say he's just like his dad, who's an abusive piece of crap. And I guarantee you, Mike knew that his dad was like that, because you can hear in the background Anna say like, "Oh, don't do that. Don't compare him to him," or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, JJ has always had the best interest for the Pogues. Even not even just Kiara, but the Pogues in general. Like, he doesn't like, especially in season 3, in the first couple episodes where he was like so focused on, all the other Pogues were trying to like talk about the gold or whatever. JJ would be like, "Oh, but that doesn't have to do with Key, so let's try to,
Yes, like he literally cares about his daughter, their daughter, especially. I'm just talking about the dad at this point. The mom she's not getting the heat this time. Yeah, so like the Key parents were specifically, they literally re-traumatized her. They knew that she was stranded on an island for months, that she almost was killed by Ward. Ward had them on a boat, and she comes home and she's automatically like, you know what? The previous 2 seasons, they've said that I haven't talked to them. I've been distancing myself from them. I haven't been telling them my life. Let me tell them. She opens up to her family, her parents, and tells them about what happened during the time that she was stranded on an island, right? And also saying that Ward is alive, he had this boat, and he has to cross. They don't believe her. So automatically, they complain about being closed off to their daughter, not knowing where she goes, where she stays, what she's doing. And she tells them everything, and they don't even believe her at all, which means that they're not even trying to build a trusting relationship, because they're not even trying to understand what she's saying. They're automatic like, that doesn't even seem real. He's dead. No, they don't believe her. Then you have them know that she got kidnapped. and by the guy that literally had her shooting people around her, trying to get this piece of this diary. And then what they do? Have her get re-kidnapped by this fucking camp? It's like, why would you do that? And then saying it's for your own good. You literally re-traumatized her, have her get kidnapped against her will, and then brought to this like all-girl camp or whatever the case may be. And then having these people diagnose her and stuff like that, as if she already isn't going through enough.
Yeah.
And then isolating her friends from her, like, well, you think that when you isolate her friends from her, she's going to come back and be like, I understand why. She's going to hate you guys. And it makes sense as to why she wasn't all up on them. But I really hope they don't try to have her be having a relationship with them. If anything, with her mom, sure. But I don't believe that she should be talking to her dad again. And I feel like people are trying to justify her parents' actions, and that's trash.
No,
Trash.
they'd suddenly believe her when she has all this money.
Gold, yeah.
Literally,
And it's too late. She's a kook. But not in your kook stand. She's still a pole queen. Bye. Like, y'all are trash. I can't believe they kidnapped her and was like, oh, it's best, she away from you guys. Like, they're only projecting it onto JJ, and that's so odd to me. It's like, yeah, we're not going to talk about Pope. Like, they'll let Pope come. They didn't even want to let her talk to Sarah. Like, isn't Sarah a kook? Like,
oh my gosh.
Talk to that?
When Sarah came to the door and needed a place to stay, and Mike was like, oh, just come back. They rejected tomorrow. Her. Come back tomorrow. What is she supposed to do tonight?
Literally.
Like, this girl doesn't they think Ward
they believe
dead.
That her dad is dead, but they're not giving her a place to live, knowing that her family is not here.
Yeah, like that's
trap.
Does not scream good people to me.
It don't, and like
them coming like, after JJ.
This is family time.
Yeah,
then, like they're telling us this is family time, but like but it is family because isn't Sarah and Key like friends when they were kids? So y'all would knew her more than anyone, and yet you still put her on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Trash parents. They're trash. Every parent on this show is trash. It's talking about some Outer Banks, more like outer parents because they don't act like fucking parents.
Except Hayward.
Yeah, the Hayward family. The fact that they let while Key's parents are rejecting Sarah, Pope's parents is letting Cleo live with them. Like talking about something. Yeah, you're helping our son. You're literally helping our son get on the right path. While they're like, oh well, you're ruining Key when she literally hasn't been doing anything.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Cleo was originally written to be with JJ.
Yeah, that would have been too much chaos.
Carlacia released it in an interview recently. Carlacia Lacey, she plays Cleo. She was saying that her chemistry read was with I guess with Rudy, and that they saw the reaction to JJ and Key, and they were like, oh, let's rewrite this. So then not only did they have season 2 kind of written out, but they rewrote it. Talent.
For us.
Flavor. Yeah. And it's because I feel like a lot, like you said, bringing up the whole fan service thing again. Without fan service, we wouldn't have Cleo and Pope.
Yeah, so like at the end of the day, what is a win? Sometimes fan service eat down, and it ate.
No, I'm really glad they went that direction because JD.
Yeah, but even so with season 2, yes, we shipped JJ and Key, but like it wasn't forced. Like I feel like it's been pretty much self-explanatory about how much the ship was, even in season 1. And in season 2, they still made sure to paint this image of Key isn't interested in Pope that way. Like they didn't date, they didn't pursue anything, so they still left it open for Key to be in a relationship with anyone or not. And I feel like they say like, oh, it's forced, and season 3 is forced. Not really. And I'm gonna say exactly what I was yelling to Isabel in voice message is that people are like, oh well, Key and JJ is rushed, and I'm just like, did John B and Sarah not kiss in like episode 4?
No, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Okay. Like why isn't I love you? Why isn't I love you rushed? But they were friends. They know each other.
So like, my thing is they made it seem like, I'm sorry to those who watch and are a fan of John B and Sarah. I started out the show like thinking, oh, this is going to be my couple. This is what the couple that I was going to like throughout the entire series. obviously I ended up falling in love with JJ and Key, so that's not the case anymore. But JJ or John B and Sarah were rushed. They were completely, utterly rushed. They went from the first 3 episodes not even barely being able to look at each other, and then suddenly one episode, season 1, episode 4, when they go off to wherever they go, I can't remember.
They went right?
They went to some college or whatever to go get the artifacts, and then suddenly they come back and it's like, oh, we're in love.
I ate it up. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too. I was
like, which is why I'm just like, a ship can have chemistry and be rushed and still eat, or it can happen in season 1 and still eat because they ate. As much as like season 3, that cheese thing blew me. Like that ship was amazing.
That was very iconic.
Yeah, like too, I made an Outer Banks account just for them. Like I was like, yo, like listen, like they're it. And I was just like eating it up. But like for people to like ship that and then automatically be like, oh, okay, well JJ and Key is rushed. I'm just like, how? They're friends, they know each other. There's been hints. And I love you is rushed. And I love the when they love you as a friend, romance, whatever the case may be, but now in this rush, the romance feelings come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but y'all read fucking books like that. Y'all read books where somebody gets kidnapped and somebody goes fair and realize that they love them, and then they get them and realize their feelings. But when it's a show,
but that's the thing though. Problem. With JJ and Key, the feelings didn't come out of nowhere. It's been there. It's been hinted since season 1. They're literally the definition of he falls first, she falls harder.
But the thing is that like Key, you have to pay attention to Key's wording, which I don't do, because Key literally automatically off the bat did not want to pursue a relationship with Pope. She told him automatically, like, I think it was just like we're like in a moment. I really don't think we should be friends. But with JJ, she said when he was like, this is weird, she's like, not a bad weird, a good weird. If she wasn't feeling him, she would have said, yeah, this is kind of weird. Because she's blunt.
I gotta bring that up too, because in season 1 she said that it's weird with John B too when they kiss. Mm-hmm. She was saying it was weird, and then she said it was weird with Pope, and then in season 3 with JJ when they almost kissed, they didn't even fucking kiss. Keep in mind, they didn't even. And she was like, not a bad weird.
And then she went for another one a few episodes later, but about a motorcycle. So like she's actively going. She wants that. So why y'all acting like it came out of nowhere? Like, come on, just her being kidnapped made them realize like this is like we have to take it. It gave them a push.
Yeah, in season 1 also, I want to bring up the fact this is just like parallel, or this is just leading up to what JJ and Kiara's relationship is to this point, where it's like in season 1 when John B and Key kissed, you see it that John she's like, did you tell JJ? Like, why would she bring up JJ's name if it hasn't always been him?
Yeah. I love all the ships on Outer Banks. Well, the one that's canons, of course. But like, y'all cannot, like, why do y'all like choose? And the thing about this, like, something that kills me is like y'all choose when to brand a ship as a certain trope. Oh, now JJ and Kiara isn't a slow burn. So what are they then? They're a fast ship, but like, I love and Cleo Pope. They're my ship. They kissed in the same episode that Key and JJ did. Oh, so I guess if they didn't say I love you, they're not fast burn. They didn't come out of nowhere. Got you.
But see, the thing is,
just say you hate y'all and go.
Key said I love you to JJ in episode 7.
Yes, like, I love you, dude, like a friend. Like
we knew that these feelings were progressing, and at the end, I want to talk about that scene though when they're after at the party, at the anniversary party. This is probably my second favorite scene of them. Is they're sitting there and they're arguing, and he's like, oh, so you're not coming back, whatever. And you can see that JJ's trying so hard to push her away, and she's trying to be there, be like, look, dude, I love you. Like, you can't just keep, pushing me away like this. It's not going to change the way that I feel about you. And yeah, it's amazing.
They just eat. They just eat good.
First, but my favorite, I think really what made me, I think this is the point where I was like breaking down in tears at this point. But
oh no.
no, that was a dead ass though. Their kiss when they kissed, I was gone.
I was yelling.
It was like the moment when in Legacies when Hope and Landon reunited. Remember in the 4th season where they hugged and I was like fucking breaking down. That was Giara's kiss was like that for me. I was like done. But anyways,
the thing is that Twitter itself is like Twitter and Tumblr are hellfire because I was avoiding spoilers for a while, and then I saw both a kiss of Key and JJ, and also Cleo and Pope in the same post, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I got one spoiler, and it was the scene that we're talking about with the them arguing, and she said, "I love you, dude." That was the one spoiler that I got. And that was after I had watched up to like the 5th episode, I think it was. And I was like, I wonder when this is gonna happen.
What's funny is that she finished 10 before me because I was waiting for her to finish. I was waiting for her so we can watch 10. But I think I watched 9 and I was like, yeah, this is the best episode ever. And I was like, I was going to like try. I knew that if I said it was going to be a spoiler, but I was like, yeah, I wonder what you think the JJ and Key episode is going to come from. But wow, like episode 9 was just the best for me. I just like I'm going. First of all, they're looking for gold. Like everybody's looking for gold. Hope is looking for his gold that Rafe has burnt, and then you got Cleo trying to help him not kill Rafe. Then you got John B, Sarah, and John B, Dad, and Warden them looking for the other gold, and then you have just JJ on a finding his girl routine. Like he didn't give a fuck about the gold. He never cared. Like he never cared about the gold. Literally the whole like season. Like his main thing was getting Kate when she was kidnapped, and then also when she went to when she was kidnapped to this other place that her parents sent her to. He'll go like and like comparing it to season 1 where he was all for like, yo, let's get the gold no matter what. Damn, did we get the gold? Did we get the gold? To now not giving a fuck about that gold. That come on.
We sit here and talk about JJ's involvement or envelopment with, but can we talk about Key's development towards like her feelings towards JJ, because you could really see it this season, and I feel like it's very overlooked, like because we didn't see a lot of these romantic stares or these romantic looks towards like seeing it from Kiara's point of view until this season. And well, technically we did the last episode of season 2 when he was off the boat and she jumped in, and which is another iconic GR moment where we were like, oh, we might fucking get this, we might actually get this relationship to happen. But like in the 5th episode of this season, when JJ crashed his motorcycle, and you see like she like jumps off the back of that. She jumps off the back of that truck. She had just found out that JJ stole from her dad, and like she's doing like, and then she's like on the ground with her hands in her.
Oh my god!
Freaking and then JJ just comes, hey, what's up?
And then like they wait and save her for last as the person to react the most, because with Sarah, she pushes him, hugs him, everybody's like, yo, you all right? And then with Key, she's staring at him with like still with that like stressed face, and she's like, don't ever do that shit again.
Like, in that moment, JJ realized that she really cared about him, because you can see in his facial expression, even when they're at the chateau and they're arguing, and she like runs up to him and is like, I do care. Like you can see like in JJ's
he can still
voice.
try to, like, he's trying to doubt it, like not trying to accept it. He's like trying to like make it seem like it's just like, oh well, she cares me like as a friend or whatever. But I feel like progressively as she shows interest, it obviously shows that it's more than just a friend way. And I really just like that this season was focused more on specifically their relationship, because in season 1, it was the buildup of, John being Sarah. Season 2 was the buildup of them more so the gold buildup. Season 3 is Kiara and also Cleo and Pope season, especially Kiara, because it was a big what if after like season 2 ending. And I really love that how they built it up. Regardless of anybody having an opinion on it, I really enjoyed how we got to see both their sides, both their mutual pannings, because we always seen and looked at like JJ's looks and his stares and his actions. But this season alone really emphasized Key's emotions too. So they can't, because I know that the previous 2 seasons, everybody was like, Key don't like Pope. Look how she's interacting. Key definitely not, obviously before, John B and Sarah became together, there was, well, Key isn't feeling any of these boys, to then show that she does, because they're focusing on her point of view and her feelings. So nobody can say, oh, well, JJ cares so much about her while she doesn't care about him. They focused on both their sides. And I enjoyed that they didn't rush the kiss, because then it would have been it wouldn't have been like a big like, oh, because it already happened mid-season through.
Yeah, they're so they were supposed to kiss on the boat in episode 3, and then they were supposed to kiss in episode 4 at the chateau when they were arguing. And they decided to pull both kisses, which completely I agree with it like 100%. And so I think like the kiss that happens at the end, which is their episode, which is episode 9,
it makes more sense to me.
It makes more sense to them, and it was such a good kiss too. I know a lot of people are complaining
about the clapping. I'm just like, I don't care. The only thing I'll complain about is the fucking blue, because I tried to gif it and it was killing me, and I gave up gifting the scene just because of the coloring was hell. But other than that, like, I genuinely liked it, and even the clapping is like a good thing, because it feels like I'm there clapping.
Their kiss was very them. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, it wasn't very intimate.
Yeah, I'm just like,
it was intimate, but they're not gonna sit there and stick each other's tongues down their throat. Like, it's like,
and plus they on a run. They have to leave. How much? You already got girls yelling. They probably already alerted the people that they're probably still awake. How much nonsense you want them to go through to get caught again? And let alone JJ, even though we know that he's feeling Key, he's not the romance type. Like, he's not a big ass romantic gesture
Rudy
person.
said that. Rudy said that in an interview. So like, Rudy was like, JJ doesn't know how to be this romantic guy, and it's like,
yeah, exactly. It takes time. So like, why are they expecting JJ to like throw out a whole ass bouquet of flowers and a big ass dinner date in the middle of this damn camp? Please.
No, but can we talk about the P4L cabin 6 thing, because that's been like a huge thing on Twitter right now. Is like, I can't even get a text back, but JJ like drives 8 hours and blah blah blah, and it's like, the cabin P4L, like the cabin 6 P4L thing, was just like so cute and so them, and it's like it goes back to the beginning of the season where Keys really sent that text message, and they're like, P4L, meet here. P4L, Pope for life. It's like
Pope for life, yeah.
But okay, Jade, that's besides we go on a tangent about
Tiara. Let's do Cleo and Pope.
We'll do Cleo and Pope, and then I know as much as we probably don't want to, we'll talk about Big John and John B.
Oh my god,
because they did carry a lot of the season, not like carry, but like they were majority of the season and what happened throughout the season. But Cleo and Pope, love them. I like they're so perfect.
They took the show by storm. They took the show by storm, because I was sitting here watching season 2, and I was like, okay, I kind of see it. Like, I didn't really see it, because the way that they were talking when she saw him, she's like, oh, he's an imposter on the boat. I was like, okay. And then in season 3, I really love their route, because with Pope, it was realistic for him to feel some type of way, because he was feeling Key way heavy. Like, he was deeply feeling her. And I feel like when he realized that she doesn't feel that way for him, and then he notices that Key was and JJ almost kissed on the boat, he really kind of sucked in for him, and he was kind of mourning that loss of like, I will never get this girl. And then to have Cleo in his shoulder, like saying like, I understand you. I had somebody do me dirty, fuck love. Like, let's just be the no love club. Let's just be us and chill, whatever. And I think, if anything, she was the friend that he needed to help him get over it, because, John B and Sarah, they're coupled up, they're booed up, they're doing whatever. He is clearly establishing the friend zone, and her and JJ have something, even though JJ trying to tell Pope that nothing's there. He's like, listen, she's not feeling me, doesn't really matter. And Key was the person he really needed, because not even just the fact that he got rejected by Key as a relationship standpoint, but he's pretty much the only one that's been thriven fully to go back to school. So, he's having this challenge of, he had a scholarship potential. He had so much going for him before this goal situation, that he's trying to come back to what it was before, and it's gone. He has to now find another scholarship or another money input, and then he finds out that he's like so behind in classes that he may have to repeat a grade unless he does like some type of additional schoolwork. And if it is, it's like a level that he's literally above. And to see him go through like the frustration to where he even gave up and walked out the class, to have Cleo be there for him and like leading him in this direction, because even his parents couldn't get to him. Like, yes, he's telling his parents everything, and yes, his parents are supportive of him getting the gold, but Cleo was the only one that was really getting to him, to the point that his parents was like, "Yo, like whatever you're doing, continue."
Yeah, I think like with Pope, it's like in season 1, he was very much like, you know, the guy who was trying to set the entire group straight. Like he wanted to be that guy who kind of was the backbone to the entire group, which I like. I do believe that Pope is that guy. And then in season 2, obviously, with his involvement with like his family being, you know, him being related to Denmark Tanny and like having this sort of connection to the cross and the gold, I think his mindset on like how he should approach it kind of differed because of his, you know, relatives and like his ability to like, oh, something was taken from my family, I want to get it back. And that kind of just shows who Pope is as a person. And I'm excited to see like how like I was excited to see how his involvement with Cleo would you know, progress. And I feel like they're just a perfect team and they work so well together. And you know, somebody who comes from a background like Cleo, who had no family, who was, you know, basically on in a way on a run, you know, from what happened with Sarah and John B in the Bahamas. And you know, like they just found like a home in each other, and I really like their
And I love one thing I really love, that I really appreciate, is that Holt was the one that initiated his like ongoing relationship. Like he the one that pursued Key. He the one that did the big moves to show that he was interested. And you know, since he got rejected, he got burned so bad that he obviously wasn't going to go forward and tell any other girl about his feelings. And I love that due to him like kind of shutting off to being open to, you know, pursuing another girl, it was Cleo who told him, because you know, due to him having a rejection, she's like, you know, I kind of want to quit this no love club. And then she kisses him on the cheek, and then, you know, having that opening of she wants him, she's actually feeling him, and that this is a girl that reciprocates his feelings. She thinks it's like, oh, I'll just do a kiss and let him figure it out.
Yeah.
Kisses her. And it was so cute. Like, oh, they got me good.
That
like,
wasn't scripted, by the way, guys.
It wasn't. It was the actors.
It was. Damn, sorry. There's kids outside. It was scripted as a kiss on the cheek, which they did. But JD and Lacey, before they went out, was like,
they was like, nah, that's too much.
And they kissed also on the tracks, on the werewolf tracks. They cut it, but they said they kissed, and
I felt like something was missing during that train scene. I thought they were going to do it to prove. I thought they were going to do it to prove that they were like married. But even then, like that was the closest that he had done to like emotion too, because he was like, oh yeah, we're in love, and she's like, boy, but. It just like I just love that she saved him from so much stuff within this small impact.
The scene with the
rave, with the rave, the gun scene, the school scene, like she literally gets him on track. And as much as I hate like the trope of like the girl has to save the boy and the girl has to lead the boy on the right path, and that the girl should be the one helping the man strive for better. I love that it wasn't forced, because she was just genuinely talking to him and, you know, giving her opinion, and it made, in her words, made him want to change. And even though she don't even know him that long, he was like him. You know, his reaction to her words was more impactful than any of the other friends could, and that's why I really love them. And I feel like I want to see them more in season 4, since they're probably the ones that I'm more so like, what y'all doing? You know, how y'all gonna work? Is, you know, how is it going to work? I feel like due to them both having shitty like experiences relationships, it shouldn't be a problem to like have a healthy one. I literally feel like they might be the healthiest relationship. I think, yeah, they're the healthiest one.
No, 100%, yeah. As big as a GR fan that we are, like
we know that like it's not even just them having problematic tendencies. It's going to be the people around them, such as their parents, JJ's dad coming back. And that circumstance. So it's not going to be them, it's going to be people around them.
That's a good way to describe it, is the healthy environment that Pope and Cleo have around them. And I think like why Sarah and John B had so many issues was
their parents.
Was their parents and
like, their status.
Yeah. So speaking of parents.
Let's talk about him.
Let's talk about Big John and John B's
Bring it
relationship.
home, John B.
Bring it home,
John B.
Oh my gosh.
The way nobody heard the fucking bells, I was like,
but
nobody went to check.
Can we talk about the whole like thing about the bells throughout the entire season, and then in the finale when John B or Big John is dying, like you hear the bells in the background.
Yeah, they were dimming.
Yeah, it was.
He's going home.
It was heartbreaking, like in that sense, because it kind of comes full circles of the first, beginning of the season, of Big John calling John B. Big John and John B stuff is gonna fucking and now that JJ's name might be John, it's just big, like, just never mind.
Stop.
But it's like comes full circle with like John B has set up to this guy that was supposedly dead the first season as this hero, this best person ever, to kind of be have us disappointed in a way, because I genuinely think Big John was like probably one of my least favorite characters this season.
He was, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing because we were so excited to see John B and his dad dynamic, especially when season 2 ended with his dad being alive. We had so much hope for the relationship. Like, we was like, okay, well, John B going through so much trauma. Maybe this can be his one thing of like getting the gold, finding with his dad, and his dad kind of getting that little like piece that he wanted, and at least making the worthy of robbing himself out of the mirror of his son worth it. But it painted him in a horrible light. It was like he was like a broker version of the Ward.
Yeah, he was I like the way you described that, because you texted me last night about that. You were like, he's like a broker version Ward, and I was like, I can definitely see that. Like, he's a treasure obsessed man, and he like he spent his entire life away searching for the merchant gold,
and then he tried to justify
and
that
then when
okay.
And when his son finds it, it's like
now he's back in action. Like,
he basically used John B. He used John B and his friends to get the gold. And
he used John B and his friends, but he didn't want them to be included. And then he was mad at John B for things, even though it's not his fault. He continuously worked with that lady who was about to kill, was basically trying to kill them last season, and then scammed her with that fake ass claw.
That claw scene though, and John B's,
I was like,
John B's reaction. He was like,
"What the fuck?" I was even shocked what's going on. I was like, "Is it even real?" And then with Big John, he literally only cared about the gold. He cared about that more than anything. And the fact that he tried to justify, oh well, it's good that my son was alone with nobody to care for him because he's protected, when his life was literally hell before and after he came. Like,
accused of a murder he did commit, stranded on an island,
pushed off the cliff,
running away from the police,
getting beat up, witnessing murder, then his dad killing people in front of him, and then having to like do more stuff, and then go to like different countries to still go through the same shit, literally on the wanted manhunt list. Like, boat to boat, people are looking for them. Got in a plane crash. Like, there was never peace for John B, and his dad was the last stand he had, like, as a sign of sacred place. And he was trash. He didn't even support the girl that he was with, which I understand, like, that's Ward. But like, I just didn't like it, and I just feel like everything that he's done just didn't live up to the hype that we wanted or expected to. And
it was very much a disappointment. It was very like, I feel like their storyline this season was very dragged out, and I feel like they had a lot of scenes that could have been like, that screen time could have been used for something else. You know what I mean? We got like 10 minutes left, but I want to talk.
We can finish.
Yeah, we can finish. I want to talk about one thing before we do go, is Sarah's storyline this season. I feel like we haven't really talked about her that much. Sarah has, while she's not one of my favorite characters, she has been through hell and back, especially the last, season 2 onwards. Like, she has been through it. She fell in love. She got, pulled into this pogue life that she's not used to. And then, to have somebody who she looked up to, aka her father, do all these horrible things, still say she's his favorite, but protecting her brother who literally murdered a police officer. It's like, at some point, like, her life was obviously going to go downhill, and I feel like in season 3 once she came back to nothing. She got into an argument with her boyfriend. She found kind of, I don't know, like with the whole thing with Topper was like,
yeah, the Topper thing, I feel like she had that one piece that connected her to what her old life used to be. Because when she came home, she had no house, no money. The house is getting sold. She doesn't have her family back, and he was the last thing that reminded her of what peace was before she got with the Pogues.
yeah.
And him and Topper prying on that like loneliness of, oh well, you can join me, hang out with us, and chill with us. She was like, okay, this is just like old times where it used to be, which is why like she had that dialogue of like how life was with Topper before she met John B, and if she realized that that's not what she wanted.
The heart wants what it wants. I liked that Maddie had the voiceover for a couple episodes. I feel like it was very much like John B the entire show, and I like that.
And it really gives us a deeper feel of what's out her head, because with John B this season, he was just stuck with his dad, which I really can't talk that much about. I wish there was more of John B alone without just being stuck with his dad. But with Sarah, she was alone. She had no one. I feel like she was the most isolated one this whole season, because everybody had their own priorities. Like John B was with his dad. He wasn't telling her anything. Cleo and Pope were together. JJ and Keith were having their situation. And Sarah was the only one that was out, because that's kind of like how it was. Even though she was a Pope to them in some degree, she was a Pope through John B being his girlfriend. And everybody else had their Pope business, but she was still a kook, and she can still easily be, like even though she hung out with the Pogues, you saw how fast the kook was like, oh, Sarah, she joined us at the party. She always had a place to follow, and even though that wasn't what she wanted. She wanted to be seen as a Pope. She wanted to be in their stuff, and John B wasn't letting her in, so she didn't have a place to go. JJ wasn't there, so she didn't go to the kooks as a first place. She went to other Pogues. She went to Key's place. She went to JJ's place, and since her and John B had an argument, she didn't have nowhere else to go amongst them, so she had to go back to the kooks territory. And
then Topper took that as an opportunity.
Took that as an opportunity as her
right in.
her moment of weakness to try to act like it was a relationship. And you can see that once it happened, she instantly regretted everything. She told John B the situation and how she felt. And as much as I was shocked that John B took her back that fast, I'm a hoe for inks, so I wanted more inks though. But like, it was good to see what was in her head and why she left the life she had left behind to be with Pogues, and why she had this special connection to John B opposed to what Topper had to offer. It really gave us more information, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, John B and her, or this and that, whatever y'all may feel about them. This season really explained why she chose John B, or why, even though and
why they worked so well together. And I feel like,
but that was pretty much it. If y'all want us to do like another video or anything, let us know. Like we always talk about.
We love like, this is what Naj and I do through text messages. Like this is literally like I posted a picture of our messages where it's just literally voice messages.
Voice messages.
Entire time.
Literally,
it was all about Outer Banks. Like we found, we met through Legacies. That was like the show that we fell in love with, and TVD universe, and I didn't think we would find a show that we both equally like
share. And then we're going to obviously be getting into Shadow and Bone. So
yes, Shadow and Bones is coming. But yeah,
and I know that Legacy, we may try to do Legacy videos. I know that I have a Landon Legacy season 2 rant that I still haven't posted, which is in the drafts literally. But we'll see. I feel like with Legacy is even though we try to keep an optimistic and happy like outro of our lives and stuff, and I just feel like the ending doesn't hold up now, even months later. And I mean, to be honest, we haven't really thought about Legacies, and then plus with like the podcast ending, we really haven't thought about Legacies besides.
We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting us through the podcast and an ending. It wasn't an easy thing, but we all have to move on at some point. And
I feel like there wasn't really anything else for us to do. I know that we essentially was going to try to they're planning to do like a rewatch of like just season 1 to 4 and talking about each episode. But I feel like rewatching it would have re-angered us more about things that we already didn't see or whatever the case may be. So the best thing is to leave on a positive note that wasn't dragging the podcast too long. I mean, me and Iz could always try to have vid or whatever the case may be, pull up and try to do like a tier video, whatever the case may be, or any other videos or unpopular opinions, since we've kind of relaxed over this. About to be a 1 year since the show ended. But it was a great time, and thank you guys for like supporting us, to be honest.
Naj and I are planning on going to Georgia again in the foreseeable later this year. I turned 25 this year, so I think we're gonna go for my birthday and just celebrate and have some drinks.
And if we see you, we see you. I know that it was such an amazing time meeting a lot of you guys last year. And even though
when you guys came up to us, we were
even though we were nervous, because we didn't know, like I didn't know what to expect, honestly. But once again, if we see you guys, let us know. Like I feel like now I barely be on my fan page a lot. I'm more so on my private account, my personal says public account. So that's where I've been. But anyways, thank y'all guys for like tuning in to our OBX season 3 discussion. Rants. Yes, if y'all guys want us to do more content or more collabs, like I know that like we're the best duo out here. Like we were like the best duo. So,
I mean, we have to be. We definitely want to do more videos. Yes. So if you guys want to see more, we can, Naj and I can come up with a few things that we want to do. Make sure to just follow our pages. I'm reacting to Outer Banks at the moment. Yes. My second episode just came out. Wolfpack is coming, I promise. I've edited it. I just haven't posted anything.
I literally haven't even. I need to catch up.
Yeah. And then Shadow and Bones, obviously, and then Gotham Knights. I'm gonna shout out Jennifer again. Such a sweetheart. Has been one of our biggest fans since the beginning. It's just
we love her so much.
We love her so much. She's having a new show, Gotham Knights, comes out next week.
Check it out. Check it out.
Please. All right.
Anyways, okay, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.